All right, so if you're new to the needlepoint world and you're wondering what is the difference between a silk fiber and a wool fiber, then this video is for you. My name is Ellen and I am a needlepoint designer that will be launching at Penny Lynn later this year. And when I was new to needlepoint, I was so overwhelmed and I had no idea what the difference was between a silk fiber or a wool fiber. And so I am happy to show you the difference. I have 4 skeins of fibers, 2 Atlantic, 1 is silk and 1 is wool, and then 2 Lake, 1 silk, 1 wool, both Planet Earth. And I feel like this is the best way to kind of showcase the differences between the 2 fibers. So if we're just going to talk about how they feel, wool is, to me, it's a little more cozy and squishy and springy, okay? So as far as like how it feels to me, it's still soft, okay? But there's like give to the wool, okay? Now, when it comes to the silk literally does feel silky, okay? There's not as much spring to the silk, okay? And it doesn't feel quite as cozy, but it is still really soft and silky, okay? So there's the difference in how they feel. Let's talk about how they look. So with the darker blue, it's a little bit harder to tell, but the wool fiber is a lot more muted and it's not as rich, whereas this silk fiber is super rich and it has this beautiful sheen to it, okay? And you can tell a little bit better here, muted. It almost looks like there's like a layer of dust on this next to this one, next to the silk. But like, look at that shine. I just love silk fiber. It looks so pretty to me. So there's the difference in how it looks. Wool is more muted, whereas the silk is more like rich and it has like a shiny sheen to it, okay? Now, this is a rule. Do we follow it? I don't know. I stitch with whatever I feel like stitching for whatever the project is. If I want to do wool, I do wool. If I want to do silk, I do silk. But typically, a stitcher will choose wool when they are stitching a project that is going to be like a high traffic item, like a pillow that is going to sit on your couch that someone might sit on, or you know, my grandmother used to stitch seat covers that would be like upholstered onto a chair. She stitched those in wool. Belts, keychains, you typically choose wool because wool won't pill as easily as the silk. Silk is a little more delicate, and so stitchers will typically choose, you know, projects. They'll use silk with projects like an ornament or something that'll be framed or just put on display that somebody's not going to be bumping into or brushing against all the time. However, I said this already, but it's really up to you and your personal preference. But these are the main differences between the 2 fibers. Personally, I stitch with silk because, I mean, look at that. It's just, it's like, it like glows. It's so pretty. I love it.